Welcome to Decision Driving Principle 2, Sizing Up the Whole Scene. Take a moment to read this important legal notice. The second principle of decision driving is to size up the whole scene. Sizing up the whole scene means that you should be aware of what is happening around you as you drive. The environment outside of your vehicle is constantly changing. Things around you are moving, even if you are stopped and waiting at an intersection. This is why texting at a red light is hazardous. As you glance down at your phone and then back up to the road, you need time to regain your situational awareness. You should shift your attention from what is in front of your vehicle to each side and behind the vehicle to maintain awareness. Sizing up the whole scene will help you implement all of the principles of decision driving. Drivers who avoid crashes use some habits that other drivers may not be using. This starts with your look-ahead capacity that was discussed in the previous module. Additionally, you should maintain an awareness of things that happen to the sides of your vehicle and behind it. Sizing up the whole scene also involves awareness of more than just other vehicles. As we will discuss, it is essential to stay aware of the whole scene, shift your attention, and use your mirrors. When a driver is distracted, they are not aware of what is going on around them. At one time, the use of hands-free phones was considered a solution to the distraction caused by cell phones. Numerous studies now show the conversation is the primary distractor, not holding the phone. Drivers should never text when driving or when stopped at a traffic light because the driver will lose their situational awareness. Phones are certainly not the only distraction to driving. Other distractions include personal grooming, eating, reading, watching videos, and using infotainment systems. Even voice-activated systems can distract a driver from sizing up the whole scene and safely operating the vehicle. Before you begin your trip, inspect the vehicle. If you have not driven the vehicle before, you should familiarize yourself to the controls for the lights, wipers, heating, air conditioning, and other essential features. Adjust the seat position, mirrors, and other controls. The mirror configuration will vary by the type and style of the vehicle. You may need to adjust some things as you drive, but adjusting mirrors before driving limits this potential distraction. Focus on the whole scene as you drive. Mirrors are designed to give you a view of what is on the side and behind your vehicle as you drive. Larger vehicles often have dual mirror systems. These systems typically consist of a larger mirror that is similar to a car's side view mirror, only larger, and also a smaller curved mirror that provides a wider view. Whatever mirror configuration your vehicle has, you should adjust your mirrors so they give you the best possible view of the lanes to the side of and behind your vehicle. When you drive through a parking lot, observe the posted speed limits and scan each side of the roadway to look for pedestrians. Watch for people entering and exiting vehicles. Look for car exhaust, open doors, illuminated taillights, and other signs of activity. Glancing well ahead of your vehicle will also help you identify road defects or debris you may need to avoid. Watch out for pedestrians and cyclists. Some areas have well-defined crossings and sidewalks. In other areas, you may encounter them walking or riding on the roadway. Shift your attention to maintain awareness of vehicles and people. Driveways can have obstructed views for drivers in the traffic lanes and vehicles entering the roadway. Shift your attention to around the area before you merge onto the roadway or enter the driveway. In construction zones, traffic warning and flow controls will vary greatly. You may or may not see a posted sign before entering a work area. Scan and shift your attention to stay aware of equipment, workers, and other vehicles. As you approach an intersection, scan the road configuration, crosswalks, and activity beside the road. Traffic and pedestrians are not always predictable. Scan and shift your attention to help you size up a scene that could change rapidly. If you drive on unpaved roads, scanning is even more important. Scan well ahead and around you for hazards. This will help you find the path of least resistance and prepare for irregular traffic patterns. Size up the whole scene by shifting your attention and staying aware of what is around your vehicle. Good awareness will help you make good driving decisions. Marcus will take us through some specific situations next.
Collisions at intersections are common and often serious. Your risk of a collision at an intersection greatly increases with the presence of crossing vehicles. When approaching a controlled or uncontrolled intersection, if you need to stop, come to a complete stop with your wheels straight. When a traffic light turns green, count 1001, 1002, 1003 before moving forward. This gives you time to look left, then right, and left again before proceeding into the intersection. You should check every intersection in this manner when you have a stop sign or you're stopped at an uncontrolled intersection. While you are stopped and waiting to turn left at an intersection, keep your wheels straight. This will prevent your vehicle from being pushed into oncoming traffic if your vehicle is struck from the rear. When approaching an intersection, scan the streets you're approaching for vehicles that are turning or approaching from the side. Look for signals, pedestrians, workers, or obstacles you may need to respond to quickly. When entering an intersection to turn left, you should always look to the left, then to the right, and back to the left. Vehicles approaching from the left are closest to your path of travel and present the greatest risk. Don't assume other drivers will yield to your right of way. Always be prepared to yield to other vehicles. Remember, whether proceeding through or starting from a stop, look left, look right, then left again before deciding to enter the intersection. As you begin to move through an intersection, continue to scan and shift your attention to stay aware of the whole scene around you. Many pedestrians are distracted by phones and may do something unexpected. As we mentioned earlier, you should not engage in distracting activities at red lights because you can lose your situational awareness. Sizing up the whole scene when entering, driving through, and leaving a roundabout is another situation in which awareness is essential. According to the Federal Highway Administration, roundabouts have certain distinguishing features and characteristics, as shown in the adjacent diagram. While these noted features are common to many roundabouts, they are not always present, as roundabouts are adapted to the context of the location. In fact, roundabouts don't even need to be perfectly circular. Successful roundabouts come in all shapes and sizes. Some are oval, teardrop, peanut, and dog bone shaped. Some have as few as 3 legs, and others as many as 6. There are small, simple mini roundabouts and larger, more complex multi-lane roundabouts. However, regardless of size, circular shape, or number of legs, the fundamental and essential characteristics of all roundabouts include counterclockwise flow. Traffic travels counterclockwise around a center island. Entry yield control. Vehicles entering the roundabout yield to traffic already circulating. Low speed. Curvature that results in lower vehicle speeds, generally 15 to 25 miles per hour, throughout the roundabout. Most importantly, follow posted and painted markings and size up the whole scene around you. Back to you, Kate.
Let's summarize what you've learned. While sizing up the whole scene, you must constantly shift your attention. Move your eyes in a scanning pattern. Frequently check your mirrors. Approach intersections cautiously. They are complex and require many immediate decisions. Remember, when you are on the lookout for surprises, you may not find any. Next, you'll do a few knowledge check questions.